Okay, so most of the, we can't carol to people that aren't here. So this unique opportunity gives us a chance to go to your doorstep for all the Randolphians that are not here. Those out in California, those in France, those in Denmark, Sir Bruce and Lady Margaret, and all the summer people that don't get to participate in this caroling event. So this next song goes out to you guys, and the name of this song is A Christmas Morning in Denmark. Make sure I thank Bob and Bill Arnold, for they're the ones that inspired this whole thing to happen, and so thank you for that. And we're going to our next set of tunes. A lot of us people have not been able to travel to Randolph, and a lot of us Randolph people have not been able to travel to other places that we've wanted to. So the next two tunes are going to be dedicated to being able to travel in next year and the coming months. Strange things are done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret tales that'll make your blood run cold. And the Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam Magee. Now, Sam Magee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows, and why he left his home in the South to roam around the poles, God only knows. He was always cold, but that land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, and he'd often say in his homely way, I'd sooner live in hell. Well, it was a Christmas day. That's why we like this tune. It was a Christmas day, and we were mushing our way along the Dawson Trail, and talk of you cold through your parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. And if our eyes we closed, then our lashes froze, and sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun. The only one to whimper was Sam Magee. Now that very night, as we lay tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed, and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, well, he turns to me. Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I ask that you don't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low, I couldn't say no. So he says in sort of a moan, he says, it's a cursed cold, and it's got right hold, and I'm chilled clear through to the bone. Yet ain't being dead. No, it's the awful dread of an icy grave that pains. And I want you to swear, come foul affair, you cremate my last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I wouldn't fail, and we got up at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He sat in that sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee, and by nightfall, a corpse was all that remained of Sam Magee. Now, there wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. He was lashed to the sleigh, and he seemed to say, you can tax your bronze and brain, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. And in the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. And in the warm, long, long nights by the lone firelights, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows, oh God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay would heavy and heavier grow. On I went, though the dogs were spent, the grub was getting low. The trail was bad. I felt half mad, and I swore I wouldn't give in, and I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it would hearken to the grin. Then I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, where a derelict there did lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a thrice it was called the Alice May. Well, I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum, and here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some boards I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher, and the flames they soared, and the furnace roared in such a blaze you'll seldom see. And I buried a hole in those glowing coals, and I stuffed in Sam Magee. Then I took a hike, because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens howled, and the huskies howled, and the winds began to blow. It was icy cold, but that hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why, but a greasy smoke and a greasy cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out, and they danced about, and there again I ventured near. I was sick with dread. But I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked. And the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the midst of that furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, please close that door, it's fine in here, and I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. Help me out, folks. Strange things are done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret tales that'll make your blood run cold. And the lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest you'll ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam Magee. All right, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.